Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your June 2018 reading. My name is Donatella, and I'm doing your reading for this month. As you know, this is going to be split up in two parts. So, the first part, I'm going to talk about your forecast as far as astrology. And there's something that I need to explain about Gemini season. So, brace yourself because it's going to be kind of a bumpy road, but it could end up really good. All right. So, Cancer. So as I was doing, that's Rufus. Um, as I was doing, um, as I was looking at the planets, I wanted to write something for everybody because when I see where the planets are moving, then I feel like I need to say something to make this journey a little bit easier for you guys. So, as we left the season of Taurus, the sun was in Gemini, and that is from May 21st to June 21st. We enter the season of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. The planet of Mercury is the planet that symbolizes communication. And Gemini is the sign that symbolizes duality. We can find a duality in ourselves and others as it causes us to want to increase our communication. We can feel the need to be more social, talkative, and whimsical. But remember, you can also feel very indecisive or even nosy. This is a time that you will feel the need to strengthen your communication with active listening skills. This is where you practice your mirroring skills. After a person is done talking, it's really important that you play back what they've said, especially if it's of an important matter with someone that's important to you. So, I know that a lot of cancers right now are really journeying into finding themselves. And but there's going to be a time that you need to communicate with someone. There's going to be a time when you can't take it anymore and you need to communicate. But if you are worried, Cancer, of having a confrontation with someone, because I know you guys are actually a very peaceful sign. You guys are kind of like Libra in that way. There's a 3-step process if there is something that you want to talk to someone, and if you really have been wanting that resolution, this is the time that you can actually do it. But let me give you the 3-step process so that way you can see how this helps you. The first step is to empathize, the second step is to reassure, and the third step is to resolve. So after a person is done speaking, it's best to listen and let them completely finish. When the person is done complaining, repeat back what you have heard and empathize. If you see frustration, take yourself to a point where you can fully immerse yourself in another's shoes with no judgment, saying things like, I understand that you went through a lot of pain. Wow, you do so much. Basically agreeing to the frustration, not what they're saying. My most favorite is when someone says, I know, right? That's my most favorite when I'm complaining about something. So it's, like I said, it's at this point, it's not about being right or wrong. Feelings are just sensors, like light sensors in the car, saying that your engine light is on. You're just confirming that the engine is, that you need an oil change or the engine is broken and it needs repair. You can't just keep getting mad at your car every time it needs the oil change, can you? Okay, so acknowledge that nothing is personal. Even your body needs to go to the doctor at times. You can't be mad at it, that you have to nurture it. So you have to water things as they develop. You have to constantly water them. Whatever you want to see thrive in your life, you have to constantly water it. Number 2, reassure. Reassure the person that you care for, you are in this together. Actually verbally even telling them that we are in this together, even if actuality this is something that you wish for them, you wish from them. This is something that if you can provide this saying, if you could say we are in this together, just telling them that can actually have a mirroring effect on you. Reassuring a person means that you have an understanding of how important another's issues are. When you realize the more alliance you have, the more others work the same for you. You will start realizing that this will affect your own happiness. It's a cause and effect. Are you willing to see compromises for the best? Are you being compassionate enough to reassure someone that you're always there? And the final step is actually the most easiest step out of all those 3 steps. And the final step is to resolve. But by showing others that you are sensitive and strong enough to make magic happen, the final step automatically comes into play with much less effort than before. Processing the first 2 steps, empathizing and reassuring, allows the third final step to take its own form naturally. And this all comes from your own mind, your own heart, your own spirit, your joy, and positively mapping yourself into the state that you want to be in. When there's a lack of positive communication, meaning there's no listening, there's no talking, there's no compromising, no security, no judgment, blame, and negativity, you'll find yourself naturally wanting and needing loopholes. And you'll even feel weaker as a result. As a human being, when your needs are not met, even just by a natural way of communication, it can make a person feel like they need to scavenger just to satisfy their own hunger. In that sense, we become animals when we go into starvation. Starvation can be a form of lack of air. Sometimes people need space. But you know the difference of good amount of space. Food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, meaning fluctuations and not feeling balanced. That could cause death. Excretion, whether it's your feelings that you need to purge or you need to excrete something you've always wanted to get rid of. But most people just need to talk to others to find out how to problem solve. And a lot of that time, people are not intuitive. They are not aware of that direction. They're not, other people, when you talk to them, they're not aware of your own direction. And but they need to understand too that your own direction is the right direction. You need to know that setting your GPS have to always be set on a higher frequency for you. Because one false move doesn't just affect you, it affects your family. It affects your children, your stability, your finance, and other things that are important to you. There can be negative influence from many different facets in your life, and sometimes it's not just people, but it's the music we listen to, the environment that we're around, and the lack that we feel. Satisfying your hunger from loopholes can mean anything like talking to others about internal issues, the parties that are outside of the relationship that can cause conflict, family, friends, etc. Going to others for solution rather than the person that you have issues with. A lot of that can mean that the simple answer is just compromise. Turning your feelings off with drugs and alcohol, using forms of numbing your feelings will block the intuitive nudges that your body has been trying to show you. There is a reason why your stomach feels funny when you don't feel good about something. These are sensors, and the more we block ourselves, it becomes like a callus to heal a broken heart. Numbing yourself with shopping or gambling. As we find distractions, we cause ourselves to get more in debt, adding more than just relationship issues, but adding debt into the mix as well. Finding different sexual partners or other new family members or friends or animals to replace old wounds. Distracting yourself in ways that you don't have to feel pain. Social distractions, religious distractions, overeating, immersing oneself into work can also serve as a distraction. Now, all of these things that I mentioned could be normal things too that you sometimes casually do, or regular things that I mentioned. But everything needs everything in moderation, of course. You will understand that distractions have their own time and place. This is just a temporary time of suspension. The question is, how long do you want to sit in it? Also, June is one of the most entertaining times of 2018. Most weddings are in the month of June. A lot of celebrations and gatherings are in the months starting during this time. Gemini in the deck of tarot is actually the Lovers and Soulmate card. It's accepting the duality of souls, both different, but divinely paired, like the salt and pepper shaker. Both perfectly set on the dinner table always. However, they're completely different, which is why they are so awesomely paired. When it comes to Gemini, because we are in Gemini season, they have an insatiable thirst for knowledge, especially in the communication department. It is more of an air energy, a breeze of insight into being excited, into accepting what it is. You will have a sense of bird of a feather flock together. The idea of having a combination of a dynamic duo or even a group of collaboration of collective ideas. As you go through this month, think about the next group of relationships and friendships you want to regroup with. Will they be a positive force? Well, it's up to you. This is a time when others can come together and have a chance to talk, open up the Pandora box, and see what they're willing to pull out and lock up. And Venus is in Gemini from May 14th to June 9th. So there's a real big feeling of feeling love, feeling poetic and romantic. Venus also influences the feelings and emotions. Venus is said to be the goddess of beauty, love, marriage, and relationship. Gemini has the insatiable thirst for knowledge and communication, so a lot of this will have to do with how you feel about your own relationships, Cancer. The June 2018 new moon gives good fortune to finding protection to yourself and your loved ones. It predicts good fortune, lasting happiness, and a feeling of being well known. A new moon is a valuable time to set new goals, so this is an especially suitable time to start a new project. This is also an indicator that it will enhance your business. You want to surround yourself with favorite people, luxuries, pleasures, clothes, entertainment, and much more. Hey, Rufy! Anyway, moving on. Sorry about that, guys, if the noise is distracting you. He's just eating right now. Anyway, moving on. The full moon on Thursday, June 28, 2018 is at Capricorn in 6 degrees. Also, during this time, Saturn will be in retrograde. So during this time from April, if there was something that happened in May or April, this is a time that everything goes back and fixes itself. And there's going to be a full moon on June 28th. It's going to be really, really enhanced during that time. From April 17th to September 6th is a time that everything is reversing so that things can be repaired and restructured for you. So if things are falling apart and not moving accordingly in the way that they should, that is the reason why. It's because Capricorn is in retrograde. It will last until September 6th, and there will be a portal that opens for major shifts and changes to happen. So whichever way you directed it in April is the way that it's going to land in October. September 6th is when it's closing. So there's, if you've been doing the things that you were supposed to do, if there was things that you were thinking about considering, projects that you had, dreams that you have, a lot of things are going to be culminating around October. So it's going to be a very exciting time, especially in November. The Gemini season teaches us to accept the good and the bad and asks you to see the Pandora box in front of you. Realize what you're willing to sacrifice for, but unless you know the truth, and knowing the truth means allowing others to be vulnerable, to know that there can always be a solution if that is the position that you want for yourself. When you sacrifice for someone, is it a true mirror of sacrifice for you? If not, you must ask yourself, have you been open in a very vulnerable way? An accepted, nurtured way through the healing of communication with thorough compassion, empathy, and resolution. Now, excuse me. Understand that if you are in a position of savior, you will mirror a partner just that way, however, in a different direction. Remember, I said one is salt and the other one is pepper. Accepting the beauty of difference, understanding what your intentions are. If you are in need, you will find others more that way. The reason for you meeting several different types of people is for you to understand the lessons in life, to heal and learn unconditional love, and learn what cycles are causing changes. Once you are secure in your energy in a much more positive way, you will not only project a positive direction for yourself, but the others that are around you too. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and do your guys' reading now. I'm going to go ahead and start. But I do want to tell you, if you guys are interested in booking a reading, or if you just want to see like the different menus of services that I offer, or you just want to email me, you just want to talk to me, you want to get to know me, please feel free to email me at donatella@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, especially if you like, share, comment. Oh my goodness, I love it when you guys comment Subscribe, please, because as the months go by, you will see that there will be a lot of different changes, and I'd like to hold your hand as as the process goes. All right, Cancer, you are taking a risk. You not a risk. It's the Fool card. You're making changes. It's a new life. You are trying to feel free right now because of everything that has been holding you back before. You feel like there has been things that have been, you feel like there hasn't been time for freedom for yourself, and you're needing to actually take a journey to leave because either you're trying to chase happiness or happiness is in the way. You feel like no matter how much you try, you can't feel happy right now. So this journey has to be taken. There has to be a journey of independence and self-exploration and knowledge. So if you can't right now, it's going to make you feel like that's going to take your happiness away, because there's a part of exploration, a journey that needs to happen. It's like a story. The story of Cancer right now is saying that Cancer went off to the journey of distance to see what they can find for themselves. But what's crossing it is the Sun. So either you're doing this to make yourself happy, or you can't do it, and you can't be happy because of that. But it's just like a shift and change of the way that things were before. And the reason for that is because there was a huge loss of stability. And, hey, Rufy. There was a huge, okay, there was a huge loss of stability. And either the way that your home is structured, the way that your job is structured, or your sense of security or abundance, you just feel like there was a huge lack, or maybe a feeling of even loss, like something happened and you had to go and take care of it, and now you have to go away to take care of that. So now it's like more like the paranoia of the finances now. It's more about that. And it's something that you, in the recent past, you couldn't talk about it. It's something that you really, really can't share. You cannot, because you have to stay strong right now. You have to be a very strong person right now. And in your frontal mind, you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm in a hanged position. I don't like this position for myself. But this is a mind frame, because I'm sure you know that you have a lot of support. It's just you want to explore this for yourself. You want to fix it for yourself. Okay, so in the near future, I see that you are actually taking a trip somewhere. This trip involves the passion that you have, something that would actually make you really, really happy. And Cancer, this could be actually from a fire sign too. And a fire sign could be Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. And to me, it's in the near future, I see that there's going to be like a small form of communication. And I see this around like middle end of the month. So I think that's what's going to happen. Either they're going to communicate with you, or you're going to communicate with them. But a message is coming through, and it's like a passion. And you've had a time for a long time. It could, maybe it's not the specific sign. Maybe you're the one that's messaging someone, but I see there's a message that is coming through, whether it's a text, it's an email, or something. But it's like a small little significance of connection. And it's for someone that you're very passionate about. So even if they're not a fire sign, it's just somebody that you're really passionate about. And when this communication comes through, you're going to start feeling like your defenses are starting to come down. Okay, Ruby, go that way. You're going to feel like your defenses are down, and like, even though you've been like sitting and kind of like waiting by yourself, and taking time out for yourself and heal, there's a lot of sadness taking that time out. And it's so funny because Rufus is not here all the time when I'm doing my readings. He's by himself, but he wanted to be outside with me today. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but Um, there's a comfort that you need, Cancer. There's really a comfort that you need that you're not having. And um, you need to share that with people that love you. And it's 5 cups. So imagine 5 cups, and 3 of them are sad. But remember, there's two last pieces left. So don't lose that hope. Just be strong. You're gonna be okay. This is the duality month. Because I see right after that, things are going to start shifting and changing and making you feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles. A king is more like a controlling force, but a queen is like gentle and kind and caring and very like a Virgo kind of person. So either you're going to meet a Virgo, or you're going to um, help a Virgo out financially, or in any earth sign, whether it's a Taurus or it's a Capricorn. But there's something to do with a woman and finances. So if you're a male, there's something to do with finances. I'm going to get clarification on that later, but I'm going to go to the other card. Okay. So there's an offer of love that's not being given. Okay? Let me see why. You're sad. There's someone that you love and they're not giving you love. And that makes you really, really sad. I'm going to get some clarifiers on those last cards. Okay. Okay, so I have 3 of Cups reversed. So either there was a third party situation and then you had ended that and that's making you even more sad. Or there was outside influences that you need to get away from. So whether it's people in your home that are it makes it hard and frustrating when you're at home and this feeling that you have for the person that you love. And it makes you feel like you need to go and get your shit together so that way you can get your life together. And it's also a feeling of like lack of celebration. Like you can't celebrate right now and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And your options of love are not satisfying you. Your position of love, whatever you're receiving right now, is just not satisfaction to whatever's hindering you right now. It's so overwhelming that any kind of form of love, the way that you don't want, like it's not like before, like where you were like, okay, maybe this, maybe that. No, now you're like thinking, if it's not true, and if if I don't feel good about myself, I can't right now. But you got to be careful because that kind of feeling is going to sometimes hinder you financially, because accepting love can actually make you feel regained again, having your strength back again, feeling like you have an alliance somewhere, regardless of what kind of loss you feel right now. I see that there will be another communication again, and this will be in the form of love. So either you're going to offer love at the end of the month, or someone else is going to be offering you love, but it's going to be at the very, like, it's not going to be, it's just like, it's communication, it's text, it's not a commitment yet. There's I don't see any commitment yet this month. So for any cross watchers, if you love your person, just know that September will be a time that there will be a portal at that time, but you need to understand that this person needs to go through their journey, and the person that's meant for them, the person that's meant for you, is the end result. We're supposed to go through this cleanup time. We're supposed to get rid of all our bad juju at this time. So Cancer, you're definitely taking, you're definitely trying to start something different, because finances are really, really mattering to you right now. So this is your reading for June 2018. And again, if you guys want to reach me, it's Donatella Empress of Swords at gmail.com. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys at the end of this month. And for the rest of the months too. As I do the readings, you'll see the energies shift. You'll see the energies change. You know, I know you guys are going through a lot of pain right now. I know you guys are, and you're gonna heal. I'm telling you, you're gonna heal. In the middle of the month, you may feel it, but you have to have some patience with what is going on right now, because I know you guys you have to really focus on finances. I know that that's really a big concern for you. So just take it easy as this time goes. Don't be too hard on yourself. And make sure that if there's love, there's nothing wrong with accepting some love. But you need to be like honest. You need to build more friendships. You need to allow yourself to be vulnerable, because the second that you see like you're really allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and you start making other people feel like they could trust you too, you're going to see a lot of vulnerability from them too. And then once they're vulnerable, you're not going to have a fear of being vulnerable with someone else. Okay? So I don't want you to worry too much. I don't want you to worry too much. You're going to be fine. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much again for watching your forecast. Thank you guys for sharing this time with me. I really, really do appreciate it. I love it when you guys comment. It's really awesome. All right, guys. Well, this will do it. All right. Have a great one. Take care. God bless.